Alrighty, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. Today is Friday, October the 24th. Key day coming into today, we do have CPI that's right at 8:30, as you can see here. A couple more news events yesterday regarding trade talks. The major thing overnight was the negotiations with Canada are terminated. So currently, as you can see, overall markets really back at all-time highs. So we'll take a look at the overall indices here. As for Tesla, nice kind of earnings reversal trade that we talked about yesterday. That's been the theme. Overall market, just a lot of mean reversions, reversals. So we'll talk about that here in a second. What's up, everyone? Hope you guys are doing well. Good morning. Good morning. Before we get into it, what's up, everyone? Good morning, Buffalo, Jeff, Victor. Good morning, KO, Wayne, Under, Vate, Willie, Nontali, Andreas, Juan. Yeah, what's up, everyone? Hope you guys are doing well. First things first, let's talk about the key economic events coming into market open. So, as you can see here, coming into today, the main thing here is core CPI. That is going to be at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So at least for today, we'll go over a bunch of charts and then we'll just wait for 8:30 to see how CPI kind of shapes up the overall markets. So this is going to be fairly key here. We also do have some more red folder news as well. This is going to be flash services at 9:45. All right. Let's go on to the ES chart, and then we'll go on to some other indices, and then, of course, we'll go into the tech news. Okay. So coming into today, as you can see, overall markets now pushing back towards the upside. So as you can see, higher lows are being built. Overall markets end up holding the exact level we talked about yesterday, which was our Tuesday's highs of last week. So at a couple key levels, we're either looking for the bounce, right? Either get above your Wednesday's highs of last week or potential kind of shorts off this or getting underneath that Tuesday's highs. Overall market really showed a lot of bullish price action, reclaimed back above key levels. Tape was fairly bullish, held above your key levels, which we talked about, which was your 6.765. And as you can see, drove back towards the upside. Currently in the pre-market, we are back at your all-time highs, as you can see here. So coming into today, all right, this is going to be your key level. We'll see here with CPI, how the reaction is going to occur in the market. We could very much well reject off this level and come right back towards the downside. Or if we see some bullish price action, break above your previous all-time highs, hold above this level for this continuation higher. If you go into the SPY chart, let me just grab some water as well. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. Let's go into the SPY chart here. My voice is actually feeling a lot better, but yesterday I had like a Trader's Edge presentation and I was speaking for like 3 hours, so I kind of cooked my voice again. But at least this weekend I'll have a bunch of rest, so it should be good by the time Monday comes. Alrighty. So as you can see here for SPY, key levels that we have marked out is just your previous kind of all-time highs. In this case, it's your 674. So 674 is key here for the overall markets. It's also our all-time highs pivot point here as well. Other levels that we can have marked out. It's just going to be our previous day highs, 673. So coming into today, a couple key levels. 674 hold, previous all-time highs. Another possible scenario, right? Hold above your 673. Push back towards upside here as well. So these are the scenarios that I have for the upside. As for the downside, there is a possibility we could, as I mentioned, reject off this all-time highs. So you want to be a little bit cautious of the potential kind of pop and fade. So I'm going to be cautious of this, especially if CPI comes in hot or comes in lower than expected. Where if it pushes higher, there is a possible fade scenario. If it gets above and holds, we can expect continuation. But we'll see, right, based off the CPI, which is going to be at 8:30. As for some of the scenarios I talked about for the downside, I personally am going to base it off of the ES chart here. As for the SPY chart, you can see no other levels, but main thing here is going to be the ES, right? 68112. Let's go on to the NQ and grab some water. Yeah, similar thing here on the NQ chart. As you can see, nice higher lows are being built. And now we're continuing back towards upside. Yeah, let me actually turn this back on. As for the NQ, you can see higher lows are being built here. All right, flat top kind of forming here as well. What I'd like to see is a reaction that we have off this level here. So for the NQ, we could, as I mentioned, very much well reject off this level and come right back towards the downside to end off the week. Or if you want to see some bullish price action, now it's going to be the break above and hold above your previous all-time highs for this continuation higher. If you go into the 15-minute time frame, right, similar thesis. Either the potential pop and fade, we'll see what happens with news, or if price gets above it, base is above, you can look for a continuation above your previous all-time highs. For the QQQ, yeah, for the Qs, the key levels that we have marked out, 613. So coming into market open, preferably maintain above your 613 if you do want to see continuation higher. This is our all-time highs. Also very key level here as well. As you can see, Tuesday's highs, Monday's highs, right? If you can maintain, you can see a push towards upside. Ultimately, if you consolidate, break back underneath, potential reversal back down and towards your previous day close. So as you can see here, coming into today, key level that we're going to have marked out is going to be this 6. This is going to be this 613. So that's what we have on the major indices coming into this morning. As I mentioned, we'll just wait for core CPI, which is at 8:30. So anything that I kind of mark out, any game plan that I have marked out can very much well change with this major red folder news event. Okay. If you guys do have any charts or any tickers you'd like me to go over now as well, I'll go over some of these tech names here, and I'll go over a couple other names before CPI, which is going to be key. Yeah, hope you guys are doing well. Let's first go over Tesla. Yeah, my voice should be fine as well. As I mentioned, I just need some rest, so I'm gonna get a bunch of rest this weekend. Should be better by the time Monday comes around. I've been just talking a lot with Trader's Edge and everything else, so my voice is a little bit sore. Okay, let's go over Tesla first. As you can see here, key levels that we have marked out yesterday was our range low. So we had our range high, we marked out our range low. With earnings, came right down into a key level support. This was our main watch yesterday, potential earnings reversal. Hopefully some of you guys were able to capture this one, but key levels we had marked out was this level right here, right? 418, multiple touches, right? Earnings low here as well. Markets defended. One of our main scenarios was potential reversal, either above your 420 or the reclaim back above your 426. And this actually ended up having a lot nicer of a move than I expected. At least coming into today, the key levels that we have marked out is going to be our previous kind of pivot point where we broke down from. Now, the other levels here as well, previous day highs. So, multiple touches coming into today. A couple scenarios here on Tesla, break above, continuation, potential bounce play off of your 441. As for some downside, it could reject off this level, come back lower, or now it's going to be underneath this 441, underneath 441, potential mean reversion. But those are the key levels we have on Tesla coming into today. 450 is going to be key. We came up to this level once again. Higher time frames wise, if we can break above 450, hold above 450, then that's going to be the next leg, really back towards its all-time highs. That's for Tesla. As for Apple, key levels that we have marked out here, 259. See, higher lows are being built. Now reclaiming back above your previous all-time highs. What I really like to see, maintain above 259.50s for a potential move back up towards 262. All right, so the key levels I have coming into today really is going to be this 259.50. there's really three scenarios that I have played out. What we have here is going to be your retest off this 259.50s. Another possible scenario is either going to be off your previous day highs, or now we're going to be looking 262 retest for continuation as well. As for Apple downside, I only like downside here on Apple underneath 259.40s. So for Apple, if we get underneath, potentially you could see a little bit of a move lower. But overall, higher time frames, in my opinion, fairly bullish still. I'd like to see the hold of 259, push this back towards upside. As for AMD, yeah, we have this flat top forming. Right, higher lows are still intact. Came all the way back up down in towards our 226. Key level here. Previous pivot point as well. Now for AMD, break above 240. So this is going to be the key level coming into today, 240 hold. If we can maintain above this, we can see continuation 250 and above. All right, let me grab some water real quick. Alrighty, yeah, we have about 10 more minutes until core CPI here. As for some of the names, AMD, I actually do like this one quite a bit, as I mentioned. Flat top break forming here. We do have multiple touches. Break above your 240, we can see some continuation. We do have to be cautious of this potential rejection. A lot of these ones are pushing nicely here in the after hours, right? The theme has been a lot more reversals off key levels. I wouldn't be surprised if we came up in towards our all-time highs, rejected, and reversed. So that goes to a lot of other tickers here as well. We'll keep in mind, we do have CPI, as I mentioned, but a lot of these ones, right, the pop and fade is not out of the picture. As for NVIDIA, I have a lot of random levels drawn out, but really not doing too much as for this week's price action or even the higher time frames. Really just a lot more consolidation. I'd say in between kind of this 185, low of the range, kind of this 176 until we're able to, at a minimum, for NVIDIA, break above your previous day highs, hold for continuation back up towards this 186. I'll be a little bit more cautious on this ticker just because it's lagging the overall markets. If you are looking to play this one though, coming into today, I have a couple key levels drawn out. Our 183 previous day highs, hold, potential push up and towards 184, breaks underneath, higher lows off this 182. If you're looking for shorts, potential kind of pop and fade. Or now it would be underneath this 182 key cycle level. Okay, we have about 8 minutes. I'll go over a couple more tickers, and then now I'm just going to wait for CPI. That is going to be in about 7 minutes here. As for Amazon, not too much to talk about. Google, back at all-time highs. Key level still for Google, as I mentioned. is going to be your 256. You can see kind of rejected here on Wednesday. We're going to need to see it above 256 for any sort of continuation higher. All right, as you can see, very key level. As for Netflix, yeah, kind of dropping with earnings. Day 2 push towards the downside as well, which was expected. Nothing really too much shaping up. Almost like to go over a few other tickers, but yeah, at least coming to market open, the overall indices, we're gonna get that pop up and towards our all-time highs. So with CPI, we're very close to it. We're just gonna get that pop, most likely. ES, similar thing here with CPI, probably gonna get that pop up and towards our all-time highs. And then we'll see the reaction that we have after the fact. My main watches, as I mentioned, I'll talk about this a little bit more once we do have CPI in about 5 minutes. 5 minutes. All right. If you guys do have any tickers or any charts you'd like me to go over, I'll go over them for the next 5 minutes, and then we'll wait for CPI here. See people talking about Palantir. Yeah, Palantir kind of just going from range high to range low. Still nothing's really happened. Buy at the bottom of the range. Sell at the top. Currently inside the middle of the range. Really not too much to talk about here. Key level for Palantir. 182. Break above. Be cautious of this potential pop and fade. But key level coming into today, 182. As for MU, actually really solid bounce on MU yesterday. Daily chart, one of the most bullish daily charts in the market. Higher lows. Draw this down close candle. Buyer stepped in. Next level we really have is your all-time highs. So for the MU coming into today, I'd really just like to see it maintain higher lows above your previous day highs for this push up and towards your all-time highs, 214. Another possible scenario, still be bullish. Higher lows off is 206. Meta, I think I already went over this one, but if I didn't, key level on Meta. Still going to be this 740. As you can see, multiple touches. You're going to need Meta above your 740 for a push back towards the upside. All right, let's go over gold here. All right, we'll check out gold or GLD. All right, key level that we have marked out is this down close candle, right, on the daily time frame. So this is your first kind of major support level here on the daily chart. You can see buyers are stepping in here off this general area. You can see kind of worked into it, came back down. Now we're right back in towards key level support. So for gold, if we can maintain above this level, you can see a pushback towards upside. If we break underneath and hold, then that's going to be the next level lower. So at least that's what I have here on gold. 4-hour time frame, similar thesis. Key level is going to be that 40.61. Alrighty. So CPI is in about a minute. I'm just going to wait for this one now. Let's pull this up. And we'll just wait for kind of the CPI reaction compared to the overall markets. Yeah, there's a pop as expected. So, right, so we just had CPI. As I mentioned, we're going to get that pop up and towards our all-time highs. Gotta be a little bit more patient, as I mentioned, potential kind of fade now towards the downside, but at least for core CPI so far, super nice reaction. Let's take a look at the numbers here. Lower than forecasted. 0.2 came in lower than expected. 0.3. Right, month over month, lower than expected as well. Right, 3% compared to 3.1%. Big pop, yeah. First time CPI news affects the market? No. The CPI is the major three. We have FOMC, core CPI, and core PPI. This is the biggest news event. It affects the market every time. But yeah, big pop as expected. All-time highs. Tape was fairly bullish. And now with the overall markets, with this gap up with CPI, key level here is just your previous all-time highs. With it already taken out a key level, could be a little bit more cautious coming to market open. Most names are probably popping here as well. Let's take a look at it. Nvidia, nice move back higher. Okay. Alrighty. So yeah, coming into market open now with the overall indices back at all-time highs. Let's kind of just adjust this. Really, the key levels that we have is just going to be your previous all-time highs. So with this pop up here with CPI, really, in my opinion, maintain a bullish stance above your previous all-time highs. So you can change this color. Right. As long as you maintain, in my opinion, above now your previous all-time highs, I'm going to maintain bullish stance. Only way I'm bearish or bearish intraday, we get underneath earnings candle high and we push back towards the downside. Besides that, coming into today, As I mentioned, I'm going to maintain a bullish stance coming to market open. As for the ES, similar thesis. Key level for me is essentially your previous all-time highs. Let's actually extend this. So for the ES at least, this is my key level. If we maintain above this, we can be looking for continuations higher on most of these other names. Break underneath, I'm going to be more neutral and be a little bit more cautious. SPY, exact same thesis. Key level, previous all-time highs. That's the level we like to see maintain. For the QQQ, exact same thing. 613. All right, let's go over my top watches and then I'm going to call it here. AMD. So we're in a kind of interesting area here on AMD. Coming up towards this flat top. Could very much well reject and come right back towards the downside. It also just hit our all-time highs here as well. AMD, I personally like it above now at your 242. This setup, in my opinion, a little bit more difficult to trade. You're either going to be looking for the break above 242 or the hold above your 240 for a push higher. Most likely, I'd much rather like to see the hold of your 240. Regardless, we're going to have a big gap in the markets. I'd be very cautious of a potential kind of gap fill kind of reversal. I'm going to be a little bit more patient here on AMD coming to market open. Apple. I like Apple quite a bit here. Key level, in my opinion, 262. Previous day highs as well. If Apple can reclaim 262, we can look for a push back up and towards 264. So keep an eye on Apple. Tesla. Multiple touches. In my opinion, Tesla needs above 450 or a potential bounce of 442. So for Tesla, keep an eye out on the break above 450 hold for this continuation higher. NVIDIA, I actually do like this one above your previous day highs. Gravitating in towards a key level. I like to see NVIDIA either bounce off your 183 or above your 184.50. As for Amazon, this one looks good here as well. Level that we're going to have reclaim back above your 222.70s. And then for everything else, Meta looks good. Break above the 740. And then let me check what else. Palantir, keep an eye on this one. With CPI print here as well. Palantir could gravitate back up and towards the top of the range, 188. Showing a lot of strength here in the pre-market as well. Palantir, retest 182. Now break above 184, continuation higher. So Palantir, keep an eye out on this. MU looks like it's going to push towards your all-time highs. VGO reclaiming back above key level 350. Hood, nice hold. Key level now, Hood 142. SoFi looks good above your 28s. Intel, let's take a look at this one. Had earnings yesterday. Nice pop. It's actually dropping here, which you don't really like to see with the overall markets moving higher. But for Intel, key levels I have marked out is your 3960s. I like to see an IV flush coming to market open, push back up and towards your pre-market highs and above. So for Intel, key level 439, so you have two scenarios, either the dip right off the bat or price dips into this 3960. You can be looking for a push back up towards your pre-market highs and above. And then, yeah, that's about it. So a couple nice setups coming into today. Just focusing on the reaction that we have on the spine Q. So after previous all-time highs, overall we're bullish. We're going to maintain a bullish stance coming to market open. We want to be a little bit cautious of this potential rejection off your all-time highs. But as I mentioned, if you can maintain above your all-time highs, we're going to maintain bullish stance. Break underneath this, we're going to be a little bit more neutral, but of course we are at all-time highs, so we're going to be looking for primarily continuation setups. There's a lot of them in the markets. As I mentioned, we have Tesla potentially above 450, Apple reclaim 262, EMD, let's keep an eye on this one. EMD and Apple are one of my main ones, and then for the rest of the market, Google looks good, 258, and then even Nvidia above your 184. But yeah, that is going to be it for me today. As I mentioned this week, my throat's been quite sore, so haven't been able to go over most of the names or any questions. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a day here. We get plenty of rest this weekend. Hopefully by Monday morning my voice is fine. If not, then that might be a bigger issue. But hopefully you guys did enjoy that. If you did, appreciate if you guys drop a like, and if you guys haven't joined the watch list, that one's in the description. And then I'll see you guys all next week. All right, take care, everyone. Have a great rest of the weekend. Peace.